Hello, everybody. Welcome to Random Realms with Angela and Hector, or actually, it's all things repository of all things small and insignificant.
The podcast where topics are unpredictable, the conversations are lively, and the opinions, oh, they're all over the map.
From brain busting trivia to breaking down the latest political headlines,
And from the silly to the serious, nothing's off limits here.
I bring the fun, the facts, and maybe a little chaos.
A little. I guess that means that I'll bring the analysis, the perspective, and occasionally the voice of reason.
The voice of reason. Yeah. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Okay, that's semi-fair, I guess.
Okay, so grab a drink, a snack, whatever, buckle up, join us as we dive headfirst into the repository.
You diving head first, all you got to do is stand up.
It just happens that I get sniped between first and second sometimes.
Or the batter's box and home plate.
And yeah, and anywhere in between. Hey, Hector, we have a new sponsor for you to read
Awesome.
today.
Are dry, itchy, tired eyes slowing you down? Say hello to clarity with Clear Ease eye drops, specially formulated to soothe irritation, hydrate your eyes, and provide long-lasting comfort. Clear Ease keeps your vision sharp and your day on track. Whether you're working, reading, enjoying the outdoors, Clear Ease helps you see life a little more clearly.
Thank you, Clarice.
Thanks,
So-
Clear Ease.
So, what do you want to talk about?
I'm never using Clear Ease. Thank you for the sponsorship, though.
I know, it's pretty cool, huh?
There's just something about eye drops that just don't do it for me. Every time I see someone putting eye drops in, my eyes are already starting to water just talking about it.
Well, you know what? We're blessed to have them as sponsors. Thank you, Clarice.
All right. Here we are today, the 20th of November. It is 6 p.m. Central Time. The weather is changing outside. I talked to a few people today at work, some candidates, and the first question I asked was, how are you liking our 2 days of winter?
Yeah.
It'll be 90 in like 3 days.
Sandy, I talked to Sandy this morning. She said it was 39 degrees and snowing tonight. So
I know,
I'm excited about that.
my niece and nephew live in Fountain, Colorado, and it was 20 today.
Holy
So,
crap.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some things. Number one that I want to talk about is the nominations that Donald Trump has put up for his cabinet.
Okay.
I don't want to talk, spend the whole time talking about them, but I just think it's interesting. He's picking non-Washington, D.C. politicos. He's picking from outside the box. And I think it's really pissing off the Democrats, liberals, I should say, or politicians.
I think it's funny that two of the ones that really upset the Democrats used to be Democrats. Sorry. Actually used to be Democrats with
Well, Donald Trump was a Democrat,
with
too.
Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard. I think those two
I love Tulsi
are really funny that
President Gabbard in like 2032.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how she does as a newfound Republican.
I think she'll be fine. I like the fact that she brings just a common sense, down to earth kind of thing. She's hot too, but just she seems to be more common sense focused. And I'd rather have all my politicians that way.
Well, the fact that she's common sense focused, says that in itself means that she's not a Democrat.
She's not qualified to be a Democrat.
She has a brain.
And she uses it.
I do like the Susie Wiles
Chief of Staff.
for Chief of Staff. She he surrounds himself by strong women.
Yeah, Marcus or Marcia Cuban, whatever your name is.
Mary
Mary Cuban.
Mary Cuban. Um, and it looks like there's quite a few women that he's nominated. Um, Stefanik Gabbard, Christy Nome, Linda McMahon. Yeah, those there. Not huge, and we've talked about it off of this. Not huge on the Matt Gaetz
Yeah,
nomination.
I'm not either.
I think that's a very controversial one. All the others, all the other ones are, they're in line. I think with what you would expect.
Yeah. Not and really though, but not not lifelong politicians as their only occupation. It doesn't seem to me they've been. I mean, you've got people in the military, you've got people in business.
I just don't understand how he could, select a Fox News host for Secretary of Defense. It's not like the guy
unqualified and a racist
not
apparently because of his Jerusalem cross tattoo.
It's not like he is Ivy League educated or served in the military.
Yeah, same with his vice president. He
I
went to Yale. Ooh.
I had this conversation with someone, and I said, that
I like JD Vance.
Hegseth had served in the military, and they're like, well, only the reserves or the National Guard or whatever it was. And it's like, so that's not serving? I mean,
Tis.
it doesn't matter what. Next thing you know, they served in the Army. Well, only the Army? Why wouldn't it the Marines? Why wouldn't it, the Navy?
It was just the chair force. It's not like it's the military anyway.
You know what I don't hear about much is Space Force.
Yeah. Okay, next subject.
Actually, it just came up from another podcast that I follow, talking about Biden approving the Ukraine missile strike on Russia. One of the friends that I have on Facebook, and I'll actually pull it up. He was talking about the strike and how it wasn't Ukraine that struck Russia.
I just saw that they fired the missiles or the 6 missiles, but they have to be continually guided, and the only access is through the U.S. government.
Yeah, essentially, he said Ukraine did not attack Russia. The Biden administration did, because there's no way that we were going to give them control of said missiles to whatever their destination was. Weren't going to give them the codes or access to direct them, and therefore it had to be somebody within this government that did that. I really think that they're trying to get, if not World War III started, a war started that we are in to set Trump up for failure.
That's horrible, but I wouldn't put it past them. They also forgave $4.6 billion in financial obligations the Ukraine was supposed to pay back to the United States. Biden said, no, just keep it. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm not sure Biden knows what he's saying at this point.
That's true.
So
somebody told them in the Biden administration, but I wouldn't put it past them to be starting a war.
I think they gave him a remote control. Said, here, you're playing Xbox. And he's like, okay, get me an ice cream too.
And a small child. I'm not a fan of the Biden administration. I really can't think of anybody in there that I know, and I don't know many, that I would trust to be running a government, much less mine. And that sucks because apparently the Biden administration is still in charge.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Yeah, and I saw another. They were talking about how this person's not qualified for XYZ, and Then you have what was he, the Attorney General of California, who's currently in charge of Health and Human Services. What's his name? Javier Becerra or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
that's
Becerra, I think it is.
in charge of Health and Human Services right now. He's a lawyer.
He's an attorney, yeah.
Okay, well, he's qualified, but Trump does essentially the same thing, and he's not qualified. You know,
Yeah.
it just shows the hypocrisy of everything.
Not to mention, the person, what was the, that Levine, Admiral Levine?
Oh, Rachel Levine.
Levine.
We call her Lavina.
And then the luggage stealer.
Oh, goodness.
Had something to do with disposing of nuclear and storage of nuclear waste. That was a good choice.
In their defense, like, that one is extremely intelligent book-wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I think double doctorate, double something at MIT.
Very book smart.
Served in the Trump administration as well.
Yeah.
Didn't steal during that time, to my knowledge. But then, Grandpa comes in and no slaps on the wrist, no discipline, and everybody does what they want to do.
Well, and we'll have normal, or I should say, not odd Christmas videos coming from the White House this year.
And during Pride, was it Pride Month that they were just showing the tits and everything
what did they say? They're bringing back decency.
Yeah.
And whatever, I don't think they know what decency is.
Bring your tits to the White House Day.
Decency. Descending into madness. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know about Matt Gaetz. I know that he and what was her name from Georgia?
Marjorie Taylor Greene
and Boebert.
Oh, God, those are the Three Stooges right there. At least we agree on that. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's dumb as a day is long. She is as far right as AOC is left, and it's annoying. Both of them are. Saw the other day that AOC was asking her followers, like the ones that voted for her and for Trump, she says, why'd you do both? Like, what made you support me but also support him?
Free thinking.
That's what a lot of them said. Others said
I'm an
that
American. I can make my own choices.
Others mentioned that Trump is to the right what she is to the left, and they wanted that balance, which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That being said, thankfully we have the White House, the House, and the Senate. So good luck balancing that.
Yeah, baby. Oh,
now,
hang on. It's time for another commercial.
The thing, and we got like 30 seconds.
Okay.
The thing that's going to bug me is if we don't move in a positive direction in this next 2 years, because at the midterms, you're going to lose the House, and then all it's going to be for the next 2 years is impeach.
Yeah, and it's going to be a stalemate, and nothing will get done. And then they'll say, oh, Trump and the GOP is horrible. And now our next sponsor.
Imagine this. Your eyes dry and scratchy like desert sand carried by the wind. Blinking feels like dragging curtains over rough glass, and the world around you blurs into discomfort. I can speak to that. Now picture a single drop of cool, refreshing balm spreading across your eyes like a gentle rain over parched earth. Relief is instant, clarity returns. That's the power of LumiClear eye drops. Formulated with advanced hydration technology, LumiClear doesn't just soothe your eyes, it envelops them in a wave of moisture, restoring comfort and crisp, vivid vision. Don't let dry eyes dim your day. Reach for LumiClear eye drops, because every blink should feel effortless.
Thank you, LumiClear. That was our second sponsor.
I think these sponsors just need us to see clearly this week.
I think so. That's the goal, I think.
And that's okay because the days have been extremely bright outside this week. It's been super, super nice. I moved, as you know, this past weekend, and I tell you what, the third floor,
I only help for like move for just a little bit because I got a bum elbow, but good luck with that third floor stuff. Oh, do they deliver groceries up that high?
I don't know. I haven't been to the store yet. um,
Just order delivery.
I've been living on coffee and coffee.
We have food in the fridge.
No, I've been eating. I haven't been to the store. I haven't put anything away yet. I set up my workstation and
And
and that's about it.
work.
And the bed. Like that's
work.
been comfortable. First time I've had a brand new bed. It's really, really comfortable.
And all the screws went in. Okay.
Everything is good to go. Um, it's very comfortable and
I'm mad about your refrigerator, just FYI, and your pantry door.
it's
It
that's
bothers
gonna
me.
take some getting used to. So to
You
put
can fix. You can
so
switch the handles.
people don't know what's going not I mean, all of our two people who do watch us do know because we're sitting right here. But for those of them who may stumble upon us and the repository of all things small and insignificant, um, just a little backstory on that. So when I open the refrigerator opens from right to left, and the pantry door does the same. However, they're right next to each other, and if the refrigerator door isn't open, the pantry door only opens about 3/4 of the way. The thing is, I'm not 3/4 of a person. I'm 4/4 of a person. Therefore, I don't fit back in the closet. So it looks like I'm staying out of the pantry unless I have the refrigerator door open.
Or just get a long, like, reaching handle thing.
I was so I
Those
I did
grabbers.
go to I think Walmart the other night and got a small thing of coffee. I do have a coffee pot, but
You want
um,
coffee pods?
no. So I have a coffee pot, but I didn't have like a Keurig or anything. But Mallory had an extra one, so now I have a Keurig, so I
Oh,
can get
cool.
rid of my coffee pot.
We've got some.
I'm gonna make a trip to Black Rifle probably next week sometime because
Oh, okay.
I get the fortunate task of
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're
tomorrow
on a
going to
trip.
Austin,
Yeah, baby.
and then Friday after work driving to California, and then flying back Sunday
Here I come.
Sunday afternoon.
Right.
I have a 3.5 hour
Started.
layover in Lost Wages.
So, what are you gonna? How are you gonna spend your time for 3.5 hours in Las Vegas at McCarran?
Um,
Riding the tram?
um, I hear they have machines there that you can put money into and get money out of.
Huh. Interesting.
I've never seen any of those. I've always seen the ones you put money into and get nothing
And
out
get
of.
nothing back.
I donate, and I'm gonna donate. That way we can keep the lights on because I got to be back in January for a softball tournament. I just
Oh,
want to make
yeah.
sure that the lights stay on.
So, okay, speaking of Vegas, when you
Mhm.
go to Vegas and put your money in the machines,
Mhm.
what do you like to play?
So typically I don't like to play the slot machines because I don't feel like I have control over that. It's just random luck. My game would be blackjack. Not that I have a ton of control over the cards, but I do have the control over hit me or stay. I was waiting for you to hit me. So I typically play blackjack just because it's fun. I've lost a lot and I've won a little bit, so it's not too bad. Um, yeah, kind of looking forward to the flight back.
Are you Southwest?
Yeah, Southwest into San Antonio. I get here at like 10:30 Sunday night.
Sunday night. Like, do you need a ride?
Nah, it's right
You're
around.
right there.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. I can
You're-
just catch a Lyft or an Uber.
Because I can drive over there in the dark.
Oh
and
yeah, in the
pick
dark.
stuff.
That would be great.
It would be exciting.
So we have trivia tonight.
Yeah.
Um,
in fact, we're gonna have to cut it at 6:30, I think.
Yeah,
'Cause I still got to feed the pups.
Okay, 6:30 is fine. We got 12 minutes on this.
And we'll be able to squeeze in our last sponsor.
I don't know if
too.
y'all can hear or not, but the dogs are letting us know that it's time for them
That's
to eat
Boo. The poodle. Boo.
because, the humans don't know how to tell time. Only the dog's stomach knows how to tell time. So,
trying to find a picture of Boo.
we have, what do we have coming up? Anything interesting?
Oh wait, here's a picture of Boo.
That's the one that's yelping over there with her orange ears.
Yeah, that was Halloween.
We call her HR, and her voice, and Angela does it well. It's off of Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Mike Wazowski. Did you turn in your paperwork? Did you do your paperwork? I have a picture of her. It's Roz from
Roz.
Monsters Inc. I don't think she was in Monsters Inc. 2. I didn't see that one. I didn't like
She get fired?
No, that was me.
Okay, so let's talk about your first job. What was your first job?
My first job was mowing lawns and cleaning swimming pools. My own business. I think I was 12. No, I was 13.
They had swimming pools back then?
Yes, they call them cement ponds. Yeah, that was my first one. My first.
What was your shortest job?
HEB. No, not even HEB. North American Rockwell. I had got hired back in 1985 after I got out of the Navy. Was it 85 or 86? Anyway, there's my first day at work. I'm driving to work on the 91.
The what?
The 91 freeway.
Highway 91? Freeway 91?
No, the 91.
You were on 91 freeways at one time?
Yes, the 91. And I was driving into Fullerton to go to work at Rockwell. And it was early morning, and I was listening to the radio, and they said, the news guy who was telling us about the news
It's usually what news guys do.
That said on the radio, I didn't know who he was, but he was telling us the news. Anyway, he said the Space Shuttle Challenger had blown up. And it was horrible to hear. Horrible for the people on the Challenger, their families and friends. I got to work, and this is my first day on the job. And I showed up, reported to my boss, and he said, "Sit down and watch TV. We're not going to need you." Like, okay. So I sat there and drank coffee and
You worked your whole life
the
preparing
news.
for that moment.
Yeah, and I never got paid for it. Yeah. So that was my shortest job.
How long was it?
It was less than, I think I was there 3 hours.
It's about what mine was. It was when I was in college, and it was this like manufacturing place where everything, like you could have put a monkey there just to do it. And like I went in, and during the training, the very first day, they're like, okay, you're going to stand here, and then as this comes by, you pick it up, you put it here, you pick it up, you put it here, and just keep it. I was like, this is very boring. Like I know, so I left for lunch at like 11, and I just never went back. So, no, I gave no notice. I never
left?
came back. It was, yeah, I'm like,
They're
no.
probably still
can't do
searching
it.
in the woods for you.
I bet they are. It was through a temp agency. And then a couple of, I also did security. And it was funny because Security I did kind of as a side gig, and super easy. Like the oil tankers would come in, and I would just check them in and check them out,
Oh,
and
you were telling me about that.
that was great. And then the boss, like the owner of the company, well, the owner and his wife. Well, I guess they're both owners, but the wife, she was dumb as dirt. She
That's
was dumb
dumb.
as dirt, and she would send out memos, and I would sit in the guard shack and correct them and highlight the mistakes and all that.
It
So
wasn't part of your job, was it?
no, no. Well, other duties as assigned. I assigned
Oh,
myself
okay.
that duty because it was either that or take a nap. Um, and so whenever I got canned, I showed up to turn in my uniforms, and well, first off, she's standing behind her husband, and she's like, "That's him. That's him. He's the one. He's the one who's correcting my stuff." And I
So
was like,
Tattoo was your boss?
and and
Plain.
so so he tells me, he's like, "I need to talk to you in my office." I'm like, "Okay." So I go in, and it's like put my uniforms down there, and he's holding my check, like, he's got the paper like this, and he's like, I said, I turned in my uniforms, I need my check, and I'm gonna, get out of here. He's like, "You don't leave until I tell you you can leave." I said, "Well, I no longer work for you, so you can give me my check, or my attorney can give you a call, and they can get my check from you. Either way, I'm getting my check." And he kept holding. He's like, "You are going to sit down. You will not talk to my wife like that."
Wow.
And
Oh, that was his wife?
yeah, so they were husband and wife, and they owned it.
Oh.
So I remember what it was, because a few weeks back, like, she had tried to write me up or something. I called her a bitch, and
She a real piece of
yeah,
work?
and so and so after I threatened the attorney and everything, he gives me the thing, and he's like, "And you're no longer employable here." I said, "Well, didn't plan on reapplying." Then I walked by her, and I was like, "And you're still a bitch," as I walked out. That was a fun job. It was super easy sitting there and watch TV all the
Sitting.
time. But yeah, those were my two
What was your best
eventful.
job?
Um,
The one that you had the most fun, you really enjoyed?
it
and-
was the one season that I was a high school baseball coach in Colorado.
Really?
That was fun. Um, I got paid for it, but most of the money just went right back to the team because it was an inner city school. So I bought um, bought a first baseman's mitt, some balls, a bat, stuff like that, because they didn't really have much. I remember when I first got there, the catcher, he was all tatted up, and I thought he was just going to be a pain in the ass. I mean, long hair, tatted up, but those kids were like the most respectful.
Really?
Yeah, you would look at them and think like, "Oh, they're horrible. Like they're going to be, it's just going to be a mess." Um, the very first practice, I had like 25, 26 kids out. The second practice, I had about 12. Yeah. They ran and ran and ran that first practice. We were in the gym because it was snowy outside. First time in my life I've ever had like practice or a game canceled due to snow. Um, but the kids, there was one, he was this like, "Oh, I'm gonna be your best player, blah blah blah," and about 20 minutes in, he's in the bathroom puking because he ran like way too much, and then he ended up quitting. Um,
So he lied.
yeah.
He was not your best player.
Well, he did
Or
help.
was he?
He did help the team out by
leaving?
quitting. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun fun little gig there. We won our the first game that school had won in like 3 years. We beat the number 7 team in the state. Yeah, it was 12 to 10. It was a fun game.
That's cool.
I was talking all kinds of crap to their pitcher.
You know,
The
the high
opposing-
school kid.
Yes, do what you got to do to win.
Yeah.
If you can't take it, leave the field.
Yeah. Quit.
So we're coming up on the abbreviated
Yeah. it was shorty.
podcast. It was
The
it was
shorty
short.
today.
We're kind of all over the place a bit, but we finally got our setup all good to go. We got our voice and sound checks all good to go. Our people finally got everything set up the way we want it.
We finally got a
Um,
hold of some good people.
I think we have some editing and whatnot that we'll be doing. Maybe if we can figure it out, we'll go live and
Yeah.
as we try to grow a crowd. and then we'll gladly take topics and maybe someday have people calling in, and other days maybe we can just prank call people and
I would love
catch them.
crank.
That
Let's
would.
crank call the White House.
Hello. This is Ben and Jerry.
Hi, we're the disposable diaper company.
This is Ben and Jerry, and we're out of your chocolate ice cream, sir.
I've got chocolate ice cream in my pants. Okay, so we do have to wrap it up. I've got to go feed the dogs. We got to get ready for trivia. But
Just throw my diaper in the freezer, and we've got chocolate ice cream.
who puts corn in ice cream?
That's not corn. That's Corn Pop. He's a bad dude.
Okay, well, speaking of products, boy, it's not working right.
The repository is not repository.
Yes, it's not
Your math ain't mathin'.
We want to thank everybody. We've got another our last sponsor for the day. Hector's gonna read.
Are your eyes craving moisture? When dryness takes over, every blink can feel like a struggle. But with Moisture Relief eye drops, moisture isn't restored, it's replenished. Feel the rush of pure, cooling hydration as each drop delivers a wave of moist, smoothing comfort. Moisture that softens, moisture that nourishes, and moisture that lasts. Don't let dry eyes hold you back. Let Moisture Relief drench your eyes in the most refreshing relief they deserve. Moisture Relief, moisture in every moment.
Thank you, Moisture Relief.
Stay moist out there, kids.
Okay, well, we're gonna go.
Yep. We'll have a little better grasp on topics and whatnot next week. This was just kind of a fun, kind of abbreviated version, and
we got to get our sponsors in so
yes,
the money keeps flowing.
So thank you to all the eye products today. Follow us on Twitter.
Do we have a Twitter?
We do.
Twitter?
Well, I'm sorry, X.
X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
X.
It is,
and look for us on the YouTube under Repository of All Things Small and Insignificant.
And
RATSI for short.
Yeah, so our Twitter is at RATSISATX, RATSAISATX. Essentially, that's Repository of All Things Small and Insignificant, San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
Give us a follow and
do it now.
Let us know what you think.
And y'all be good humans. Bye.